Hello there, Padawan learners, Jedi Masters, and lore legends. Welcome to the Bendu Podcast, where we talk all things Star Wars.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bendu Podcast, where we seek balance in the Force. We're on episode 9. We have our host with us tonight. We have N64. Josh, what up, bro?
What is going on? I'm hoping to date Ray's mom, maybe become her dad.
You know what? We don't have Nate here, so I have Ray's mom here in place of Nate.
Yo, what's up, girl?
Yeah, and we have Nightcrawler. What up, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Crawl coming at you.
Yeah, baby. So we got some fun stuff to talk about. We actually delayed the podcast an additional week because we wanted to talk about Star Wars Visions. So we're actually going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about KOTOR and Star Wars Hunters trailer that we saw. And so the meat and potatoes is definitely going to be Visions. And I think the way we're going to do it...
Kenobi rumors. Kenobi rumors.
Well, we may save that for another episode.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's just so much to talk about now. It's like... yeah, because we got to break down at least one full episode of Visions, the Duel, because it was, it was so good. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. So we'll start out with some rumors and news. I actually got a fun question for you guys this episode. So we got a fun one here. No, lower corner, because Nate's not here with us tonight, couldn't make it. So we're not going to have a lower corner tonight. And then, of course, Visions. So first up, and we're going to throw this up for you guys that are watching this on YouTube. We're going to throw up the trailer so you can just kind of have a visual as we talk. But the KOTOR remake trailer dropped. I know all of us, but Josh has played it because, he's Josh. So
I've only dabbled a little bit. I have not completed it.
What? Yeah. You both haven't completed the game?
I know. Didn't I talk about this when I first came on? Like, I tried playing it when I got my wisdom teeth out. I'm not big into the whole turn-based strategy, so I'm super hopeful for the remake and what it can bring. I hope it takes like Final Fantasy VII turn a little bit to modernize the turn-based stuff. But I have it on Steam, and I booted it up this last week just because I wanted to try it, and it's rough that it doesn't have controller support on Steam, and it kind of upsets me because it's very...
It does with the backbone. Buy it on Apple.
So I have to buy it again. Different way.
I play it. It's like $2.
Okay.
Maybe $10.
It's like super
$100 for the controller, but I guess I could play it with an Xbox controller.
Yeah. That's disappointing, guys. I didn't realize this.
Welcome to knowing me. You're guaranteed to be disappointed.
So I guess from what you played of it, what are you hoping we get out of this? Obviously, Josh, you said something that's not just turn-based.
That's what I think Crawler just said that, but I'm totally there, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Give me some like live action, like some, let me control stuff, right? Other than just, especially, I just can't see him doing it. Like if they really left it, like it just would be crazy to me that's how we would play this game.
The verbiage in some of the, I don't know if it was official or if it was just like press release or social media, but I think they said trying to honor the legacy of the original. So it is full on remake.
Yeah.
And that's I think both good and bad because it is, what's the studio? It's Asper or whatever, right? Isn't that the name of the studio?
Yeah.
But they've only done, I don't know if they've done anything truly original. I think they've mainly been a up-res port house kind of deal. They did, I think they're responsible for Jedi Knight 1 and 2 that came to Switch and PlayStation. I think they did the podcast or the pod racing quote unquote remaster. It wasn't, it was a slightly up-resed 64 game, so it is what it is. I'm not sure if they were involved with the Bounty Hunter up-res that went to PlayStation PC, maybe. I'm not sure where all that went, but I think they've mainly just worked on Star Wars properties that are existing and done slight upres, the HD remakes, not or remasters, not full on remakes.
Yeah. Honestly, man, if we get anything less than like a Jedi Fallen Order kind of like feel, I'll kind of be disappointed, because I think that's what every Star Wars fan wants, is to play as Darth Revan. You know, like we want to get out there with our saber and slap some folks, dude. Like just slap some folks. And it's like the story is just so good in KOTOR that I don't know, man. If they do keep it turn based, I'll probably still get it just because it'll have upgraded graphics and things like that. But it won't be something that I'll be like dying to go back and replay through, because like the only thing that I enjoy about KOTOR now is just the story. Like the story is just cool. Like the gameplay is like really lacking for me, just because of the evolution of gaming, you know. But yeah, that trailer looked freaking. I mean, it looks like, I'm gonna play it one more time for you guys watching on YouTube. But it looks just so good. Like it looks like a legit remaster where we could have like more fluid gameplay and things like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, trailers are deceiving, right? Like we've seen trailers before, and you're like, "Oh man, this looks really cool," and then you're like, "Oh, this is a
right there,
game.
Not actual gameplay." So this is, I mean, a CG.
Yeah.
It doesn't say not in engine, but I mean, if it's usually an engine, they're gonna say this is using the engine. So this is an artist rendition. I mean, it looks very clean.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Mule, you've played Old Republic, right? Like if it played like that, would you be down?
Yeah. I mean, even if it was like that, like even though it was like tab based like targeting and SOTOR, I would still play it because the combat is still really good. It still really holds up well in SOTOR. Like it feels really good to play SOTOR. I probably should have played it this upcoming Star Wars Sunday, but I felt like playing Jedi Fallen Order. So, but yeah, I mean, if it was something like that, I would definitely play it.
I mean, Fallen Order was unique in masking a Souls-like game behind a Star Wars skin. Like I'd like to think I'm up for the challenge of Souls games, but honestly, they're sometimes just too brutal and grindy to have to memorize the patterns and all that kind of stuff. And I tried playing Fallen Order on Master. I think I finished it on Night. Master is just crazy. You have to be perfect on those parries. Yeah,
it's really rough. Yeah, I would say it's more like a God of War than a Dark Souls. You know, it has that same vibe. You have the exploration and things like that, the puzzles and stuff like that. And
I think he's just referring to the bosses, or more like
Dark Souls. You have like certain. That's
and
like
the meditation points bring back enemies, and that's where it's Souls like in that essence.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I mean, it has potential. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm at least excited because it's KOTOR, so we'll see, man. Star Wars Hunters trailer that dropped. It's a mobile game. It's coming out on Switch. Both of you guys are very big Nintendo guys, very big Switch guys. So I'm gonna play the trailer for you guys on YouTube, but. What do you guys...
Trailer makes it look good, man, but it's Switch, so I mean the graphics aren't going to look like what it looks like here. But I mean
that's running on an iPad, guaranteed.
Yeah,
that footage is from a Samsung or an Apple device, not the Switch.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, look,
those
I
run
just
4K.
can't wait. I just can't wait to build Force towers with Fortnite meets Star Wars. Let's go. We'll just use the Force to and then to fly, have a Wookiee just run through your. No, I don't think there's going to be building, but I mean, it looks honestly, what I see in this game is the Fortnite aesthetic, right? Like it looks like Fortnite skins, and it is. I mean, if they do it right, you're gonna have a large player base that may end up being relatively young, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially, you know, being on the Switch and mobile like that. I mean, hopefully it comes to all the systems and PC and everything eventually. Like but I mean, mobile gaming's huge.
Stack Jawas is awesome right there. I think
Just
that's
money.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it looks like it's really looking at the Fortnite formula and saying, "Yo, let's see how much of this we can take," and then
Aesthetic,
Star,
aesthetically, I
Star
see that.
Wars.
Aesthetically, I see the Fortnite kind of thing that you're talking about. I think meat and potatoes of this game is going to be a hidden rock paper scissors mechanic, is what I kind of see from these archetypes.
Like a dice roll type of thing.
I don't know if it's necessarily what's the
like
game?
a Pokemon, like a Pokemon game. Fire beats water.
But what's the current game? What's the current Star Wars game on mobile? Heroes something, right?
Yeah, Star Wars. I can't even remember.
Is it Galaxy
of Heroes? And then they have an arena. Force Arena is the other one that I played, and that kind of made me think this one was gonna be like Force Arena, where it's basically just like it'll be more than a 2D map, but it'll be basically an arena mode where you're just smashing buttons. You know,
you're lined up, and you just if you have the right. If you pick the right move or you do the right something, it's I mean, I don't know how much.
Wait.
Live action
think this
challenges.
is a third-person shooter?
No, not at all. No way.
Do you?
That's been my assumption since they showed it off. I think it says it's a third-person shooter. Let me check. I'm gonna double check, but I'm like 90% sure that it's a third-person shooter.
It's just been cloaked in so much we don't know. Like that's my understanding. I don't know.
I mean, it could be an arena shooter, I guess, but like top down probably. I don't think it's going to be third person. Like it looks like it'll be top down.
Yeah. Let me make sure. But it looks like brand new competitive third person shooter game.
Okay.
Really? Okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I've been okay. I mean bravo. I'm excited more for it than now. I was excited. The trailer is cool, but I was not putting too much emphasis behind like my skill set or my actions are going to dictate me winning. I was more in the line with dice rolls or rock paper scissors type mechanics. Yeah.
You have a deck you build out or something.
The only reason, because when they first announced this game, we had to do some digging, and I think we talked about it on like an NPC or something, and it was like, oh yeah, this is a third person, but we didn't know then. We had to look it up then, and it's like, it is an online shooter. That's why I really think they're leaning into the Fortnite model, and we're gonna see tons of skins. I mean, we know how much Fortnite was amazing with lightsabers, right? So that's true. If this is how Fortnite was with lightsabers and no building, like,
okay,
if you can pull me away from Halo, I'll try it.
And I want a hunter's lightsaber umbrella. That's what I want.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. But yeah, now that you're saying that, Josh, that makes me a little more hopeful, because like I'm never really hopeful for like, I'm just gonna say it, don't hate me, but for Switch games or mobile games, I'm just not usually hopeful for those type of games that I'll get into.
Especially a Switch game that is a mobile game.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a port to the Switch is what it looks like. But it's like, if it's a third person, okay, it might have some potential to actually be kind of cool. Like, especially with the Fortnite style. I like that style. I think it's good. Like you were saying, was it Crawler? You were saying, or when y'all were saying, like, it'll get probably a younger demographic into Star Wars. But like, hey, if that gets them into it, man, I mean, do we know if this is going to be canon even? Like some of the story and stuff? Or is it just like...
So this character right here, a robot Jedi, like that makes me think canon is not on the table for this.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
He's driving a
droideka. Yeah, he drives a droideka.
all I want is when I sprint to have him throw up periodically, because he can't handle rolling. I just want him to throw up.
Was there not a stabilizer on the inside like Grievous's?
No. Oh my gosh. No. Did you see like Lady Octane as well? It looked like the Lady Octane was walking up with the two legs, you know, like she got them blown off or something. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting, man. If it's
I mean,
yeah.
what if it's? I'm imagining it playing like maybe it's. It seems like it's going to be. It's this competitive, third-person shooter.
44. It looks like from the end of that trailer, it's 4 people lined up.
Yeah.
That also looked like Leia's bounty hunter mask.
Yep.
On that character.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I'm very, very curious. It's funny, Mule, because I was always like, why isn't Mule a little more excited about this game? But it totally makes sense if you thought it was not a shooter. Then I'm like, it's a shooter, man. Like,
and that was
Mule's not excited.
And that was supposed to be out this year, right? And that trailer last week was officially delaying it to next year.
Yeah, it was supposed to be around the end of the year, I think, and then now it's 2022.
I mean, there's a potential that we hear more about this tomorrow in the Nintendo Direct. I don't know if I'd hold my breath for that, but it's been very little around this game about what it actually is. And like Josh has said, we've had to do digging every time to find out details about it. So, and it's only been it was a teaser at the E3 Nintendo show, right? I think that was the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
That's when it
which was kind of a surprise and a happy thing. Like finding out something in June that was supposed to come out here in September, October. I mean, COVID related delays are nothing we're not aware of now. Yeah. So I mean, it getting pushed is no surprise, but that was kind of a cool thing that was like just out of the blue, something you'd get later this year. But I mean, now it's going to be a little bit later, but still, I think it's Star Wars properties have proven they're more popular than ever right now. And especially if this has a way to get microtransaction monetary pull out of people. I mean, Pokemon Unite is doing probably wonders for Switch economy right now, and and free to play is a way to make play is a way to make a lot of money for a developer.
I used to play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes a lot, and I spent probably $100 in that game altogether. And I don't spend money on mobile games at all. Like I'm like, nope, I'll just grind. Nope, no. But yeah, I spent like $100 in that game, like over the years. And I still had it on my phone for a while, but I think I finally took it off because I needed space. But
so Switch is getting a Star Wars exclusive, exclusive.
Yeah.
PlayStation's getting a Star Wars exclusive.
That used to be an Xbox exclusive.
That used to be an Xbox exclusive. So, I mean, is Xbox going to get a Star Wars exclusive also?
Is KOTOR a timed exclusive or just
I believe it's a timed exclusive.
But so was Final Fantasy, and it's still not anywhere to be found. So
yeah, because we're still another 6 months out, right? Of that at least, right?
For Final Fantasy, I
guess Final Fantasy VII Remake came out a while ago.
I thought it came out like.
Integrave came out a little more recently.
So it's just kind of like, well,
I'm really sad now. Well, isn't this supposed to come out on PC though? Like PlayStation and PC?
I believe it is coming. The KOTOR remake is coming out. I think it's console exclusive. So usually that means because Deathloop right now out on PlayStation, owned by an Xbox company, is honoring their exclusivity to PlayStation. But it's also available on PC.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah,
it's PS5 and PC. It's coming to both.
Okay, good. Then at least I can play it on PC. I'll be happy. Right. I was gonna say if it was only PlayStation, there's gonna be so many fans that would be pissed off because that's how I first played it was on a PC. Because it was basically a port to Xbox from a PC build. So.
Which is frustrating that I can't use my controller on Steam.
Yeah, it never got updated. So,
KOTOR 2, I think I can use a controller. It has
Steam
update.
Yeah,
I tried to stream Knights of the Old Republic on an OG Xbox, and I couldn't get the disc tray to spin fast enough to play the game. I have 2 different Xboxes that I bought at thrift stores to try to get it to work, and neither of them could spin fast enough.
That game's on backwards compat now, right?
No,
no?
Yes, but you have to like download some file with a USB stick and then stick it in the 360 and like yeah.
And is it only playable on 360?
No, it's on the Xbox One now.
It's on Xbox. Okay,
you can play it on PC too. I mean, it's on EA.
I have it on Mac and I have it on my phone. So like, like I've tried to get it. I go back to it periodically, and I'm just like, I'm gonna fall asleep.
It's very slow.
It's slow, but the story is
worth it. The story's
it.
gonna be amazing, but I'm just like, I can't hang with the.
And I feel like statute of limitations is back on the table for the like the twist at the end. I've unfortunately had the twist at the end ruined, but if you read old Legends books or whatever, you kind of find out who people are. But it's Revan is canon.
He's
according to Rise of Skywalker, because one of the Sith legions is named after Darth Revan. So excuse me.
Yeah.
With the Revan nevermore.
Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing if we get KOTOR and then all of a sudden Filoni and Favreau say, "Oh, hey, we're making a Old Republic TV show." Like,
honestly, where is that? I mean, that's what 2,000 years before.
Yeah,
new movie.
Seriously, a new trilogy.
Because High Republic is only 200 years before original trilogy, right?
Yeah, it's not too far off because I mean Yoda's in it, you know. But I mean Yoda's like 900 years old by the end of Return of the Jedi, but still, you know. But yeah,
he was still old in High Republic.
Yeah, he's just still an old fart. Yeah,
freaking Grogu's old. I mean,
yeah, he's older than all of us here.
He's same age as Anakin.
Yeah. But like, dude, if they came out and said, "Okay, we remade this because we want to bring this into canon, and now KOTOR is canon," I would like flip my lid, dude. Like, I would be like,
I wonder. I mean, there's very few projects, and they're very forefront about what projects aren't canon. That's why. I mean, I feel like we're considering Hunters if it's going to be canon or not. But Visions was introduced, and we were told right off the bat, these are one-offs from 7 different creators. They are not canon.
Yeah.
But the stipulation for most projects that have been created since the Disney takeover and the reset of Legends and canon has been any new entity is going through Disney Lucasfilm approval and is part of the canon. So it has to find a way to fit in. And they're finally now separating some of that stuff. But, I mean, there's always the potential. I mean, there's always
obviously don't care. They made the sequel trilogy.
There's also the potential that the sequels are going to become legend, and they just reset the canon there. That's what I'm hopeful for.
Shots fired. Wow. If you have bad reviews, leave them for Josh.
What was that? Was that Lucas's daughter that went public this last week about super criticism of the prequels and the sequels? But she was hard on all of it.
Yeah,
he must not have given her a very good allowance.
She's in the prequels.
Yeah,
with Lucas at the opera.
Wasn't that made for her? He was like, "I made Jar Jar for you." I hated him. Like, Veruca, sweetheart, angel. I don't want a Gungan daddy.
Misa like you.
Oh my gosh. Hey, if you need a really good laugh, turn on the French overdub and watch episode 2. The best way to watch episode 2 is to just find the parts with Jar Jar with the French overdub.
The French dub.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do that.
TikTok ideas for you.
I'm gonna totally TikTok that, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so fun. I got a fun question for the cast. We're gonna bring it back here. So
more canon questions too.
Yes, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed was released 13 years ago last Thursday. So I know we've all played The Force Unleashed. Would you want Starkiller to be canon? So let's just hash it out, boys.
That was like, that's probably my. I'm gonna say it's probably my 4th favorite Star Wars story was the first Force Unleashed. After the original trilogy, I absolutely adored that game. And the tech at that time was freaking cool. The way glass broke and wood splintered.
Glass was the cool. That was in all the trailers of Starkiller just blasting glass and the fragmentation of it all.
Well, they did a lot of behind the scenes, like tech demo stuff where they were like shooting little R2s at plywood. And depending on where they hit it, you can still find these videos on YouTube. Like it will like fold and like splinter. Like it was really cool tech for the time. The worst part about the game, you couldn't chop anybody in half, right? Or like cut them, like would arms come off even? I can't remember exactly now, but I just every time you have a lightsaber and somebody doesn't get cut in half, I'm just like, come on.
Yeah, we need a mature Star Wars game.
There's no blood. I mean, they cut people in half.
Yeah, it chars them. You know, it cauterizes it.
It's still a question of why there's blood on the floor in the cantina on episode 4, but
well, that's just because it was from 1978.
Yeah, people weren't smart enough back then.
It does cauterize. So I'm trying to differentiate the two of them in my head. First, Force Unleashed is the one where you can alter the rebellion stuff, right?
Yeah, it's basically where you're the assassin, you're going after this stuff, and then you
can either choose to help the rebellion or not, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the cool, like the character of Starkiller, I think would be cool to have in canon, but the story never could be, because it was player choice in what you chose. It was Fable mechanics at that time as well, where it was Paragon and Renegade like mechanics where you could choose to be good or bad, and it had too much. There's too much effect on the core trilogy that would be difficult.
If you went good, nothing changed.
Correct.
Yeah, you just everything.
So I mean, but that's not. It is Legends officially, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's not officially. None of it's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember when you ran into Leia, like it was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is, it's one of those few times with games, and it's funny to me that like when people ask about top 10 games and stuff, like honestly, I think Force Unleashed is actually up there, because I mean, it was a game I could not put down. I had to keep going back to, and I kept having those moments like, oh, I can't believe Leia's here now. Like, oh, this is crazy, you know? Like
two was so good though with the Star Destroyer fight.
Yeah.
That was 2, right? Where you took down the Star Destroyer?
No, that was 1. That was the
it
first
one where you pull it out of the sky.
Where you pull it out of the sky.
I can't differentiate the two. I need to go back and play.
It's like, dude, that was the most that's like what you wanted to see Luke do. What was alluded to in actually one of the books that he actually did that. That's canon. I think it's in the Aftermath book. But like,
yeah, that was like the breakup of the phases of that boss fight. Was you pulled it closer every phase break that you had on the Star Destroyer or whatever.
It's send the ties in at you, and you'd fight them off and blow them up, and then pull them out of the sky or whatever, and then you'd hear, pull them out of the sky. You're a Jedi now, and you're like, dude, that was just amazing. That sold that game for me. When I got to that point, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Black Kyber Crystal was enough for me in that game.
Yeah, that was and the
run around with a dark saber, pretty much.
Yeah, all the like different outfits, all the different crystals you could do. Like, where's our Star Wars games like that now, man?
Yeah. Some of the robes that you could have were really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I would be game for it to be canon. The only thing that I would say that I wouldn't want it to be canon for is because I feel like it would almost water down Luke and his relationship with Darth Vader. Like, it wouldn't feel as important if you have a Starkiller in there somewhere. But I could also, go ahead.
Does Starkiller's father have a name in Legends?
I don't remember.
Mr. Starkiller.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But he was found abandoned on Kashyyyk, right? After that battle.
Vader killed his father.
Oh, that's right. Kashyyyk is the first level that you go to that you just slay Wookiees.
Wasn't his dad Kanan?
No. Josh, where's Ray's mom? We need Ray's mom here. There we go.
Well, I think maybe Starkiller is Ray's dad.
Oh my god!
I mean, Ray's mom's dad. Have we gone over this?
But no, like Vader is about to kill his dad and says, "I sent someone far more powerful than you," and then he realizes, "Oh, it's your son." And so like this lieutenant or whatever comes in with some stormtroopers about to kill him, and he like rips the lightsaber out of the kid's hand because he ripped it out of Vader's hand, and then kills the stormtroopers and like, "You're gonna be my apprentice now."
Secret apprentice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
So-
I had forgotten how that game starts. That was super sick.
Yeah.
Wasn't don't you start with Vader just chucking Wookiees off
yeah.
the treetops?
Yeah.
You're blowing through walls.
I had to do like 600 of them for an achievement. So like I played that level over and over and over again until that achievement popped. Like there was one location you could stand to that would have maximum Wookiees coming at you. You could just
Is it a spawn
them.
point?
Yeah, and you just force push them all off the treetops.
Yeah. Yeah. It was man, I think it'd be cool. Like you could at least take parts of it and work it into canon, like especially with this whole stuff with Snoke and Grogu now and cloning and the Emperor coming back as basically a clone, or strand casts and things like that. I think it would work. I think you could at least take elements in there, and maybe you could have him like hidden away, but Vader never used him or something,
Yeah.
And
Mount Tardis is in play, man. Anything can happen.
Exactly, dude. Like we could have. Did y'all see that TikTok? I think I sent it to y'all about like people are saying that the Luke that we saw
is actually clone Luke or whatever.
Is clone Luke in the sequels. That it wasn't actual Luke, it was clone Luke.
That's how Filoni resets the timeline, man.
And like the real Luke is actually hiding because they know they're trying to clone him or something like that. So
it would make sense that clone Luke knows where Atu is, though. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, unless he had like flash memories as well, kind of like Galen did, in Force Unleashed. Because that's what, like in Force Unleashed 2, where he was like going crazy because he had all those memories still, But anywho, all right, let's talk about it. Star Wars Visions. We're gonna break these down just one episode at a time as we go through Bendu episodes. So we're just gonna focus on the first episode tonight. For you guys that are listening on the audio or you're watching on YouTube, yes, there will be spoilers. We're going to talk about it because it's fantastic and I can't wait. The Duel, the Wanderer with a mysterious past, defends a village. So what'd you guys think?
Can Sith Mary Poppins sign me up? I'm all about it. I am all about Sith Mary Poppins. Like, what else do you need? Like, that was everything. I mean, these cartoons were sweet.
Oh my gosh, Josh. Yeah. That was amazing, man. Like, I am a big sucker for like samurai type films, Like, you give me anything. Like, Ghost of Tsushima was amazing. Like, I loved that game. And then you get that now like intertwined with like imaginary tales and Star Wars land. Holy crap, sign me up. This first one.
These are the stories that Obi-Wan used to tell Luke before he'd go to bed. He'd go stand by his window in Tatooine and just whisper like,
"Relax, Mom.
He fought Sith Mary Poppins and she had an umbrella lightsaber. It was amazing."
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, just the imagery alone with the like colors, because it was like the drastic changes between the like black and white look to like the red crystal, like when he pulled it out because you thought he was going to be a Jedi, Mm-hmm. He's not a Jedi.
Yeah, so colors in that there was a few like electronic lights in the village.
Yeah.
There were blaster bolts and lightsabers were the only color in the whole episode. It was striking just to be able to see that, and the fact that there were green blaster bolts, blue blaster bolts, and red just added to. I mean, it was really cool.
Yeah,
and that right there, Iron Man R2, like
that Armatech droid was really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty rad, man. I mean, the first episode I don't think there's anything that I didn't like about it. Like, I thought it was paced well because it felt like
the blade catch with the Force.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because
like,
that's a straight callback to Japanese pinning the blade pretty much with your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, just
I mean,
just,
they were really strong, just Japanese. I mean, and that's the cool thing about this is that it's all Japanese anime makers that are doing these episodes, and there's the homage to Japanese filmmaking and lore is all there. It's pretty cool.
yeah. Josh, I love the way you put it. Like Mary Poppins, like, and what was really cool is like I liked how they showed that like this guy. It's almost like and Prime is gonna kill me. Prime's watching this. He's gonna laugh his butt off and give me crap in our Discord.
It was great. It's black and white.
He looked like a great Jedi. Like he was not necessarily bad.
Well, he was there collecting kyber crystals, pretty much.
Yeah, he was basically. He looked like
From Sith.
maybe he was a
From Sith.
Jedi, and then he was just killing Sith and collecting their crystals. You know, and
Because she identifies as Sith, because she calls herself.
yeah,
Only
Does she
only
call
at
herself
night. During the day? She's a nanny.
she's Ray's mom.
Mary Poppins?
Just a spoonful of a lightsaber helps the medicine go down.
Spoonful of sugar and a forced choke helps the medicine go down.
Oh, but how cool is that too? When she like freaking just grabbed that Transocean like Hunter Warrior and was like, you know, like what were you saying in close combat? Toast.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
she shoved that thing through him. It was not sharp.
It was not blades first.
That was not Blade's first. Like I've expected to see like a hole punch. Like I thought we were gonna see meat just hit the dirt. You know, it's like she's making hamburger patties out of this guy. Like
yeah.
straight up.
Deep fried
Swiss
crocodile.
cheese. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, man.
and then she activates
the little
spin cycle and just takes out the Gatling gun as well.
yeah. Yeah, she
But
was
how sick was that Gatling gun? Like we need more of that.
Yeah,
That was
and that was
freaking
and that was
awesome.
in a that wasn't an assassin droid, but that was a it was
Isn't it trans?
it's I forget
It's
what
like the
type
one
of
you
action-
see in New Hope.
He yells at C-3PO, or he's just like,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
It's a
you know, you pulled Jar Jar on him.
because he's got the bug eye. It's the same droid that's in Mando season 1, right?
yeah, it's like a protocol.
It's an attack, but it's
yeah.
It's not an assassin droid, the IG series, but it is I think a attack style droid.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, we started talking about it, but like the amount of just one-offs of different Star Wars races were in there. There was a Doug, Sebulba's race, flying the probe droid type.
Probe droid.
Yeah. Like the little
and there was the Sam person was pretty badass as well. He came out swinging and then
Yeah.
got blown to pieces.
yeah. yeah.
He's so like game over.
Yeah. And they were just ruthless too, man. The way that like everything was fighting. It wasn't like, you know, the Kitty. It wasn't Kitty, I should say.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, inside that transport, it looked like the bandits had a lot of. They were either holdover, like turned Empire stormtroopers, because there was a lot of stormtrooper armor in there. But when they came out of the transport, a lot of them didn't have helmets on, so it looked like it inside the transport more Imperial.
It was hot. It was hot.
And then they took off their helmets to come out and fight.
Dude.
That armor does nothing for you, anyways.
I can't see with it. These guys were accurate. They actually hit stuff that their helmet wasn't on.
I had I have a coworker at work that loves Star Wars as well, and we kind of chat. He streams on Twitch and stuff too, and he's like, "Oh, I can't wait! I love anime." And he's like, "Have you seen any of them yet?" I said, "I saw the first one." He's like, "How would you describe it?" And I was like, "It's basically like going to like an old school samurai film, but throwing Star Wars in it." I love the aesthetics of it, like where you can still see like the classic rooftops and bamboo and like the low key way of living, the tea, all of that. But you have like little like lights on the houses that were lit up and everything else is black and white. And like the droid that looked kind of like R2 was like had the blue light for his eye and things like that. Like I thought that was really well done. The way they blended both of those worlds and cultures together, like it was just, oh, it was so good.
In this story, like it take Star Wars out of it, it could still be a same exact story. It could be the same exact story.
Yeah.
But I feel like the cool nods to Star Wars that you see, there's like a droid out in the rice paddies or whatever helping farm, like that you would see on Tatooine with moisture farming and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's the bandits coming in like an Empire style transport, and then the lightsabers make, I think, are the most that makes it Star Wars with this story in particular. I know the other ones are going to be a little bit different. I think Mule and I both, I think, fell asleep watching the second one. We'll talk about it more next week, but Boba Fett is in it, so I did remember that. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's going to be these nods to understood Star Wars lore that you kind of know and understand, even though the stuff isn't canon, but the fact that these stories could have been written and then these creators approached and they found creative ways to bring Star Wars into their story is really cool. That they can be, because Star Wars in and of itself could stand alone without the lightsabers and the space travel and all that kind of stuff. They are classic. I mean, that's how George Lucas wrote it, was classic tropes and ageless tales that you can tell over and over again, and he just put his space opera twist on it, and these stories tend to do the same thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Were you guys getting some of the like, I think it's called Caladan, where Ahsoka was hanging out, that town, where like some of the shots reminded me of those scenes from Mandalorian where you know, where Mando walks up and just the way they're even fighting some of those buildings, and then they're in like almost like a Japanese garden in the end of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Even the low kind of rural type living that was involved with, what was it, episode 4 in season 1 with the people out where they protected against the raiders. It's almost similar kind of story.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been hearing too that this series is better enjoyed if it's not binge watched. If it's like you watch one, give it a little bit, then watch another, because they're all one-offs. So it can all kind of run together. I've heard if you like just watch them all at once.
So I was surprised. Were you guys surprised? I was. I was. I put it in our chat this morning when we were talking, getting ready for the show. I feel like Disney especially has conditioned us with all of the Star Wars content, the Marvel content, that it's been drip fed to us week after week. There's a reason to come back on Wednesday evening. There's a reason to come back on Friday, all that kind of stuff. I was a little surprised to have all 9 episodes out right off the bat. I don't know what I was expecting on runtimes. I guess you almost forget that it's animated, and animated takes a lot of effort to get the amount of stills and frames and all the stuff that goes into making a 15-20 minute runtime.
Yeah.
But I was a little surprised at the runtime for most of them are 15 to 20 minutes. I haven't gone down the full list yet to just double check everything, but that's what the first couple are. But also the fact that they're all out. I was kind of ready to be drip fed.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I think why they did it instead is because they're all pretty short episodes. Like, I don't think was there any that were over 30 minutes?
I don't think I can pull it up here real quick and double check. But I also think that one of the big things is there's, I believe it's 7 creators and 9 episodes. So some people I think did more than one. But the fact that there's all these creators and they're probably all super psyched to be part of Star Wars universe, and they want to be able to share with the world, I did this is what I made. Yeah. And if they're NDA'd or held back by 9 weeks of drip feed, that's kind of a bummer as well. So I think they want to shout from the rooftops, this is what I did. I saw on Twitter today a bunch of American voice actors. I didn't realize I was fully going into this prepared to read subtitles.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was going to be. And the fact that I think the help of a multi-billion-dollar corporation helps get you some American English voice talent to lend their skills, their But the fact that it's not subtitled and dubbed is, I think, a good entry point for a lot of people that maybe aren't super psyched on anime and what that brings sometimes.
Yeah.
I know some people are purists and they want to see that kind of stuff, but I'm sure there's going to be a way to see
Nerds, am I right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a way to see the Japanese originals at some point.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
15 minutes, 14 minutes, 18 minutes, 19 minutes, 23 minutes, 15 minutes, 17 minutes, 21 minutes, 14 minutes. So 23 is the longest.
That makes sense then. That makes total sense why they just dropped them all. And I kind of like you were saying, man, I bet you that some of these creators are just foaming at the mouth to talk about what they did. I really hope that they do something similar like they did with The Mandalorian and give us like a behind the scenes look at what some of the animators did, the conversations they had, some of the storyboarding that they did. Like, I would love to see some of the storyboarding that they did. Like, can you imagine you're basically just like clean slate? You can do whatever you want. It doesn't have any effect on current canon. Make it Star Wars. And that's like that's like a Star Wars nerd's dream, dude. Like, just,
Yep.
I can make whatever I want and it be Star Wars. Like, okay. Like, I want that.
How'd that meeting go? Somebody was like, "Yo, can I make Grievous's daughter?" And then she shows up with all these arms, like, what?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
She was just in that clip there. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I actually kind of want to watch the rest of them. I've only, like I said, watched the first two. We were talking Crawler in the chat, but like, man, they look good. They look really good. I can't wait to talk about them more on the next episode and kind of just go through them and hash through it. So, I want to ask you guys before we wrap this up, can you rate this first episode, The Duel, from a 1 to 10? What would you rate it?
9.
Ooh.
He likes his cartoons.
How about you, Josh?
I mean, I felt like the story has been told so many times, right? But I feel like the action, like, there was so much great about it. If I was gonna give it a number, I'd probably say 7.5.
I'd have to give it a 9 as well, because I'm a sucker for Kung Fu Samurai films, and it just hit all the notes for me. So I was just like, yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm ready to buy my Star Wars umbrella at Blackspire Outpost.
Yeah. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
I tweeted at Fortnite today too. I said, Fortnite, next time you do a Star Wars event, we need a lightsaber umbrella.
That would
Yeah.
be perfect.
Darth Poppins, is that what we're calling her?
That would be perfect. Yeah.
I was trying to look on IMDb to see if there were individual episode breakouts yet, because I don't know. I didn't. I guess I could go into the episode and look at the credits. I don't know what the official name for that character was.
Darth Poppins.
Darth Poppins.
We'll stick with that.
Yeah.
Darth Poppins.
Yeah.
So Thaddeus says, "Whoa, Mule's like an anime. It's cartoons. Let's call it what it is." Please.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Did you guys also? I don't know if it was recent today or recent this last week, but we're gonna get a Boba Fett teaser or just like a standalone something on Prime or Disney Plus Day or whatever. November, was that 15th? Is that when it is?
something like that.
And
yeah.
and that's when they're gonna try to make it an annual kind of thing where bigger stuff comes out and they celebrate the anniversary of starting Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait. I mean, we're fixing to get like a plethora of Star Wars stuff, especially with the Book of Boba Fett coming up in December. So, and then all the stuff with Kenobi and everything else coming out, you know, Mandalorian season 3, all that coming out. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about on the podcast.
Bad Batch season 2, just all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, man. We're all going to nerd out together. Well, I think we've gone about as long as we usually go per episode, so we're gonna wrap this up, guys. But that was fun. Love it. I love it. And Ray's mom.
Ray's mom and Grievous's daughter, and
Yeah.
and some more.
Yeah, it's a more.
More parents.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure you visit our website, mulehorngaming.com. Click on the podcast menu for more great podcasts like the Halo Infinite podcast. That will be on YouTube tomorrow night. You definitely want to check it out. We're going to be talking about the tech tests and all that fun stuff. So make sure you go do it. Make sure you like and subscribe here for future great episodes and more great videos. Check out our Amazon store link in the description, Epic Creator Code, all the good stuff, all the great ways you can support us there. And remember, guys,
the Force will be with you, always.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, Master.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with us all.